Good evening, Canada, and thanks for joining us today on Appliance TV. Tonight we'll be teaching you how to freeze your meats right. From the pro himself, Francis Bacon!
That's me.
Francis Bacon was an English philosopher who worked in the English Parliament for many years. He lived in the late Renaissance from 1561 to 1626, and we've time traveled back to hear his true opinions. We're currently live at the scenes of Pond Square, London, England, where Sir Bacon is conducting his final experiment. He contracted pneumonia while studying the effects of freezing meat on the preservation of meat. As you can see now, he is stuffing a chicken full of ice. So Bacon, before we get to the meat, please describe who influenced you in your early life?
Well, when I was a young Chris Bacon, I looked up to my father. He was Lord Keeper of the Great Seal, a very high political position. When at the age of 12, my brother and myself went off to study at Cambridge, which even then was a leading university in Europe. There is where I first met the Queen. Queen Elizabeth I, that is. I also studied at Trinity College and Gray's Inn. In 1576, I went to live with Sir Paulet, an English ambassador at Paris. There I studied language, state, and civil law. I also got to help perform diplomatic tasks, such as delivering letters. Throughout my life, I've had great mentors and teachers.
What are your opinions on the church's influence on both science and the arts, and how it reflects upon yourself?
Well, I am a devoted Anglican, but I try not to let my beliefs interfere with my scientific experimentation, unlike others who let religion control everything. I believe in religion, but I also believe that we shouldn't necessarily take someone's word to be the truth. We need to test theories and find a personal view on religion. I think the church's influence on science wasn't necessarily a great one.
No?
Some religions detested science entirely. Others didn't suggest it, but tolerated it. In my eyes, the church slowed scientific discovery. And the same goes for scholarship. The church didn't want people to learn very much, because naive people are always easier to control. For the arts, I didn't have much interest in art itself, but I do admire literature. I love to read, and I like to write. I published several books expounding my thoughts and feelings. But I'm also suspected to be one of Shakespeare's ghostwriters. But shh, don't tell anyone. The church did have little influence on my writings, but I was always careful not to upset the church.
Discuss how and why you've gotten involved in a career of philosophy, natural philosophy, and science after a life of nothing but politics. Gosh.
Well, to be honest with you, the story isn't one I'm proud of. But in 1621, I was charged with 23 counts of corruption. I was charged £4,000 at the time. I was much too embarrassed to continue working in the Parliament, even if they would let me. So I stuck to studying and writing. I'm almost glad, because it gave me time to focus on science and philosophy. I got to promote my ideas of the importance of critical thinking through books. I think the sharing of knowledge is significant importance to our culture. Whether the knowledge is spread through books or anything else, or even art. The spread of knowledge within ours and other cultures is what keeps the world progressing.
The impact on the world view of Europe during the Renaissance has continued to today's present into today's modern world, and how it affects the people of today.
I popularized scientific experimentation and critical thinking, and it's been done ever since. In the Renaissance, I taught people to think about what the truth is, and how we can test it. And today, critical thinking is a necessity. If it weren't for the popularization of these things, life would not be the same. You wouldn't have people experimenting for cures for cancer. And you sure wouldn't have people asking questions and others answering them that deeper the meaning. These things I believed in, the same things I popularized, are key things of today. Without me, your life would be different, because no one would ask why, or prove that you
Why,
can.
thank you. You can sure tell your intellect was one of the most powerful ever possessed by man. And your development of inductive philosophy changed the future of the human race.
Why? Yes. Thank you. It's so cold. So cold. Oh.
Well, we hope you enjoyed learning about Francis Bacon, but it looks as if he won't be joining us for the meat section. And I really didn't have anything planned, so I guess I'll just go. Music video.
Please enjoy this music video.
2, 1, 2. Francis Bacon was a man who lived so long ago. He thought science was really cool and he liked to play in snow. Francis Bacon believed in things like philosophy. We still use him all the time. He still comes in handy. Francis Bacon popularized scientific experimentation, the importance of critical thinking and meat preservation. Francis Bacon believed in things like philosophy. We still use him all the time. He still comes in handy. Francis Bacon believed in religion, but he still liked science. He was a true Renaissance man. There is no defiance. Francis Bacon believed in things like philosophy. We still use him all the time. He still comes in handy. Francis Bacon died of pneumonia while he worked on meat. He was very, very cold, but he could feel his feet. Francis Bacon believed in things like philosophy. We still use him all the time. It still comes in handy.